Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is big news. President Biden announcing, making it official, that he is dipping into the strategic oil reserves. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? We're going to be looking at what the president plans on doing and looking at information from one of the predominant oil experts in the United States. Stick with me. I'm going to run this down for you, let you know exactly what's going on. No narrative, no spin, no bias, just giving you the information, not giving my opinion. It's not my job to give my opinion. It's your job to give your opinion if you want. Follow me on this platform right up here. There should be a subscribe button right down there somewhere. Go ahead and click that. So let's take a look. First of all, let's start with the information of what is expected to happen when the president speaks. He is going to speak about this. And here we go. President Biden will be tapping the oil reserve for 6 months, he says, to control gas prices. The reason I say he says, will this actually control the gas prices? We do not know. He's claiming it will. So let's scroll down. This is midmichigannow.com, and I have a link to this article here on this video. You can learn more by clicking on this midmichigannow.com article. President Biden is ordering the release of 1 million barrels of oil per day from the nation's strategic petroleum reserve for 6 months. That will put us from April till about October, right before the midterm elections. It's a bid, he says, to control energy prices that have spiked as the U.S. and allies impose sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. The White House says Biden will also call on Congress to impose financial penalties on oil and gas companies that lease public lands but aren't producing energy. So, President Biden is saying that there are companies that are leasing public land right now that are not drilling. He wants those companies to drill. This has been his point of contention that there are public lands, there are leases out there that these companies could be drilling, but they're not. So that's what he is saying. He wants Congress to pass legislation to go after oil companies that are leasing public lands that are not producing the energy. But can that be done? Congress members have not been speaking out about that yet. I'm sure we will be hearing from them in just a little bit to see exactly how they're feeling about this. So, what are the experts saying? There's a guy named Patrick Tahan. He is with gasbuddy.com. He appears on Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC. He's everywhere. And I've interviewed him before many, many times. And I want you to go ahead and take a look at some of his tweets right here. This is Patrick Tahan from Gas Buddy. He's an expert when it comes to this stuff. He says, and I'm going to read you these tweets one by one. He says, oil prices may sink for a few days or until we know more of what the administration is thinking. But while this may put more oil on the market, it opens a larger concern about the amount of oil in the strategic petroleum reserve, the reserves we have. We are seeing declining numbers every week. It could lead to an eventual rise in prices. So he is saying this could lead to an eventual rise in prices. The oil reserve is not their strategic price reserve and should not be used, in my opinion, he says, unless it is absolutely necessary. Though the consumer side of me prefers lower gas prices, I just think we ought to be careful. For up to 180 days gets me concerned, says Patrick Tahan. He does say the Russian situation truly rises to the magnitude, or does the Russia situation truly rise to the magnitude of such a release? The U.S. could avoid it. So is the standard too low? What if a true out of the blue issue arises the U.S. can't avoid, and we have less than 400 MB in the strategic oil reserve? So that's the deal right now. The strategic oil reserve. Let me look up a definition. I need to look up a definition and see exactly what the definition of the strategic oil reserve is, because and when it's to be used. I don't know if there's anything specifically that says when it can be used or how long it could be used. Um, okay, hold on here, everyone. Let me look. What is the purpose? Okay, here we go. Let me look at this. Let me bring this up on our good friend Google. I'm joking. They're not our good friends. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the world's largest supply of emergency crude oil, was established primarily to reduce the impact of disruptions in supplies of petroleum products and to carry out obligations of the United States under the International Energy Program. So it really doesn't say exactly when or when you cannot use it, and there's no rules as to that. And that's just something interesting as to when you can or cannot use the strategic oil reserves. And many people are concerned that using the oil reserves could end with less oil being in the reserves, obviously. President Biden says he is going to restock the reserves after this is over. Some experts are saying that depleting the reserves could leave the U.S. vulnerable. What if there was a cyber attack against the power grid? What if there was a major terror attack? Or what if something like that happened that you needed those strategic oil reserves? That's what people are arguing. But the president's saying the country is in a war right now, not directly in a war. Some are saying we are in a war and that this is absolutely necessary to dip into these reserves. So the president saying that 6 months, 1 million barrels a day is what he plans on doing. And I want to know what all of you think about this. The economists that I've read, some of them are split on the issue. They don't know what's going to happen. Many are saying this is a good thing, many are saying it's a bad thing. And like I was showing you just a second ago, Patrick Tahan, he is an expert from Gas Buddy. He's been tweeting about this all day and all night. And let me take a look right here. Um, okay, I'm going to bring this up on the screen, and this is very interesting. I'm going to highlight this tweet for you. Take a look right here. And he is saying, where is it right here? Okay, here it is, right here. Patrick Tahan, don't be fooled. There may be some slide now, but long term, this may come back to bite. And he is talking about the strategic, dipping into the strategic petroleum reserves, that it may come back to bite us. That's what he is saying. It may come back to bite us or to bite the administration if that is done. So I just wanted to know what all of you think about that. It's very interesting as to, if this will lower prices. And that's what many Americans are just asking for. They are asking for prices to be lowered. And will this help? We just don't know at this time. Many experts are saying it will help temporarily, but it may not help when it comes to the long run. That's the issue of what they're saying. So I just wanted to jump on and make this video and let everyone know what's happening. I really appreciate all of you being here. Go ahead and follow me on this platform, whether it be on YouTube or Rumble or wherever you're watching, and give a subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Give a heart, give a like as well. I'm going to let all of you go. I have a busy day on tap. I'm going to be following all this news. I hope you can watch me on Mid Michigan Now, NBC 25, Fox 66. Go ahead also and click the link that I have in this article where you can learn more.